NBA. Straya, how are you going? How you going? Are you right? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, we have our NBA Finals for 2025 set, don't we? Yes, we do. I reckon we might talk about that a bit on today's show. Anyway, I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. It's NBA Straya, Monday, June the 2nd. Pinching a punch for the second day of the month? I don't know, whatever. But our NBA Finals are set. OKC versus Indy. Wicked. That means it's the Ducas Furphy Cup. That's right, we've got a couple of Aussies on either side. Alex Ducas won't be playing. Furphy might get in there. Either way, we're going to have a new Aussie champion. How good is that? So we'll talk about that matchup a little bit later, but we're also going to dig into, obviously, Knicks Pacers Game 6 back on Sunday. We're going to wrap all that up for you in the NBA Australia Game Wrap. So I got that on the night, old mate, no mate, Spud of the night, better Lonzo ball. But more importantly, what I wanted to do, because we've got very little sort of this week to cover off, we're going to rank the last 15 finals matchups, right? Go all the way back to 2010 and rank them all out, basically just on vibes. I'm a vibes guy. That's what we do here on NBA Australia. We've also got some Nazi Unpopular Opinion of the Day, Outback Takehouse, where we're serving up a flame girl take, and Andrew Gay's Grey Mamba Award for outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. And then we'll cast our eyes forward to Friday's Game 1, just a little bit, with a very, very little baby preview bit. So that'll be fun. Yeah. We're going to really dig into this Knicks team, though, a little bit, don't we? Right, let's get into it. Episode 1280 of NBA Australia. Oh, let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And 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 you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Australia.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq attack.
You better watch out for the attack of all the farewell soliloquies of the NBA on TNT. Oh, it's going away inside the NBA on TNT. Oh, God. They're just going to ESPN. Like, I get that Ernie's sad about leaving the place that he's worked for ages, but they're just doing the exact same show with the exact same production company, just for a different network. It's like, nobody died here, folks. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, I feel like the NBA on TNT thing, we're going to be talking about it heaps, obviously, before the start of next season. But because Chuck, Ernie, Kenny, and Shaq don't do the finals, because TNT don't have that, it's ABC, ESPN, we're really going to miss them throughout this finals run. Because the ESPN shows are absolutely fucking horrendous. And they're absolutely worthless. Hey, is Perk eating like a side of ribs while talking absolute bullshit? I think he might be. Fuck. It's pretty impressive, really, when you think about it. But either way. So, look, we've got to watch out for the Shaq attack. He's out there. If you've got to watch out for the Shaq attack, if you're ESPN, because he's like, we're coming over there, going to fuck him up, going to take some ass, kick some ass and take some names. It's like, okay, Shaq. It's a TV show. Fucking just everybody settle down. All you do is shit on people anyway. Like, what are we meant to be afraid of? Hey, anyway, let's start today's show apparently with just a bit of a whinge or the Daily Whip Around. Oh, is that a whipper, is it, Jim? Yes, it is. Before we get into all the Pacers Knicks stuff and then Pacers Thunder stuff, there is a little bit of news. Zion. Yeesh. Being accused of some pretty horrendous shit. One of his exes, apparently, a Jane Doe, alleging he raped, kidnapped, and terrorized her on multiple occasions throughout their years-long relationship. She apparently began dating Zion back in 2018 when he was still on Duke. So Zion's representatives have come out and gone, well, that's all bullshit, because that's, of course, what they'd have to say. And otherwise, just feels like there's just a lot of shit going on with Zion kind of all the time. And if you're sitting there as a prospective team going into this offseason going, ooh, Zion, you look at this and go, I don't know. I usually prefer my players to not get embroiled in that sort of thing. Anyway, more of that will come to light, no doubt. The other little bit of news, Naz Reid, everyone's expecting him to opt out of his contract and become a free agent. There's like a $15 million option that he's got for next season. So we'll see what happens if the Wolves bring him back, how it's all going to play out during, free agency and all that sort of gear, which would be very fun. But that's a thing that happens after the finals. We've got some basketball to talk about. Because your Indiana Pacers are joining the Oklahoma City Thunder in the 2025 NBA Finals. Jim, is this good? Yeah, nah. Fuck yes. Anyone who tells you otherwise is a fucking dork who watches basketball because it's their version of home and away. I just like it for the stories. Go watch Days of Our Lives, you fucking weirdos. Oh, but imagine if it had have been New York. Look, yeah, I would contend that New York versus Minnesota and an ascending super duper star wannabe face of the NBA and Ant-Man is a really compelling set of narratives. Flip side, OKC versus Indiana is a wildly fucking compelling basketball series for an NBA Finals, which fucking rocks. So I'm here for that. Either way, so the Knicks lose to the Pacers. We'll wrap that up in just a second very quickly. Siakam wins the Eastern Conference Finals MVP over Halliburton, which came as a shock to everybody, including Tyrese Halliburton, who was like, well, I better go up and get to the bloody thing. Oh, hang on a second. Pascal's won it. Pascal Siakam's like, they fucking give away an Eastern Conference Finals MVP? And he's like, sure, guess I won it. But otherwise, you have the Knicks bowing out. And I don't know if the Pacers had put like their hats on and the podium had been fucking wheeled out before there was a story on The Athletic about just how fucking dysfunctional the Knicks were, apparently. It was like a classic, oh shit, was complete chaos on the inside of the Knicks organization story, which is always good as soon as someone gets bundled out. The weird thing was, it seems kind of blown out of proportion a bit. It's like, Mikal Bridges talked about minutes once in front of people, and people weren't happy with that. People had problems with Karl Anthony Towns' defense. It's like, yeah, no shit. They kept having to have players-only meetings because they weren't communicating better. Yeah, it's their first year together. Bridges and Cat joined the team just before the fucking start of the season. What do you expect to happen? People are looking at THIBS, but he's got the full support of Leon Rose, the president. And you're like, all right, cool. But basically, they framed it. 2025 Knicks dealt with disputes on the bench. That was like OG and Cat having a crack at each other once. Criticism about their starters playing too many minutes, including from inside the house. Yeah, no shit, it's a THIBS team. That's how this fucking goes. And public comments about sacrifice, egos, and agendas. Yeah, that was like once where Josh Hart was like, yeah, you're asking dudes to sacrifice. It's like, yes, it's called a fucking team. So anyway, I'm going to dig into this Knicks stuff a little bit later in Yenaz. It was just a bit fucking weird how quickly it all sort of just went, fucking the Knicks are just shit. It's like, they made the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in a quarter of a century. Like, what are we doing here? It's insane. Anyway, but the Pacers win. They're through. This is awesome. Siakam wins his Eastern Conference Finals MVP, 5-4 over Halliburton, which is pretty funny. And your NBA Finals setup is absolutely gnarly, right? Awesomely, the two cities, Indianapolis and Oklahoma City, are only 740 miles apart, which is apparently the closest for an NBA Finals ever since the merger, which is kind of cool. And Thunder versus Pacers is the first time since the NBA luxury tax has been in effect that neither team is actually paying the luxury tax, which is cool. Hey, also, this matchup fucking rocks. Seriously, I'm so excited for this basketball-wise. You've got, throughout the playoffs, you've got the two teams who are like two of the top three teams in terms of pace in the playoffs. They were 5th and 7th in the regular season. They scored 117 and 117.4 and 117.1 points per game in the playoffs. A bit of a difference in terms of the defense, where OKC was like obviously historically fucking awesome. They only allowed 106.3 points in the playoffs versus Indy's 113. But it's an offensive rating of 3rd for OKC, 1st for defense. Pacers are 9th and 14th. But in the playoffs, I mean, Indy is 2nd and 9th offensive and defensive rating. So it changes a bit during the playoffs. basically, you think about the way that both these teams play. If they get to play on their own terms and a bit of fucking chaos ball, a little bit of scramble, what's going on? They're both stoked. If they're playing with pace, that's how they want to do it, right? You've got Halliburton versus SGA. We're going to break down all these matchups on Wednesday's show, but still, like, it is so fucking perfectly set up that I'm stoked on this because it would have been a horror show to watch OKC kick the ever-loving fuck out of the Knicks. I'm just saying. So, how did we get here? Well, cast your mind back to yesterday morning for Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Game wrap. That's right, game wrap. I'm not going to belabor this point because it was yesterday, but 125-108, the Pacers win at home. Game 6, they close it out. It was a really fucking tight tussle in the first half though, right? It was really, it was instructive is kind of the phrase I want to use. It's 58-54, I think, at the half. Knicks were kind of wresting control back here and there, almost sort of playing it on their terms, never letting Indy get too far out in front of them or cause too much havoc. Brunson was sort of showing us a little something. Cat was doing some good work. Mitch Robinson, the other Mitch Robinson, was like dominating those offensive rebounds and shit like that. And really, like the Pacers, Halliburton was kind of here and there. The bench was kind of a little bit, what are you doing? Nembhard, Naismith, they were just like really concentrating on defending Brunson. They defended him really, really well. And that was kind of the story out of this game for the most part out of that first half for me. It was like Indy just went, right, well, how do we play this on our terms? If they make a bucket, we're running. If they miss a bucket, we're running. If it's a turnover, we're running. Guess what, boys? We're fucking running. Also, they're just like, hey, Andy Nembhard, can you just fuck up Jalen Brunson's shit for a bit? And he's like, you got it, boss. And what about Aaron Naismith? Can you fuck up Brunson's shit? He's like, fucking sure, I'll give it a crack. He got into foul trouble, obviously still hampered by that ankle injury, but they kind of did just ruin his shit a bit. They were just always up in his shit. He was getting frustrated. The Knicks were getting pissy. The defensive pressure was massive. Like, they're just picking him up fucking here, there, and everywhere, throwing different looks at him. And it was really, really good. And you're like, this is just sort of leaning the Pacers' way. But because they've sort of stymied the scoring a bit here, a low-scoring game suits the Knicks. They're the guys who are like, wow, let's fucking drag him in the mud. We'll out-execute and away we go. And the Pacers were like, cool story, bro. Bang! 9-0 run to start the second half. They're up like 78-63. Thomas Bryant's hitting all these fucking threes, all that sort of shit. There was a 9-0 Nick run in there as well that got it all the way back. And the Pacers just turned around, boom, another 9-0 run back in your face. And they just changed the face of the game. They went, let's just get faster. Let's move the ball. The amount of times they're just like, someone's up there, fucking go get it, Obi Toppin. And they just throw the ball. It was amazing. The Knicks just couldn't make inroads into that style either, and they couldn't keep up. Because, and this is the sort of shakiest part for me about the Knicks. Like, they pull it back to 9 points, whatever, at the start of the fourth quarter. Delon Wright missed a three that really could have fucking made this interesting. Halliburton comes in the fourth quarter and just puts it all to bed. He has 11 points in the fourth quarter. He's got this massive dagger three that sets everybody off in their fucking heads right at the end of the game. There's an Obi Toppin alley-oop that just brings the fucking house down. But the thing that just stuck with me is like, they can't get stops, the Knicks. What the fuck is going on? Like, this is a THIBS team. It's meant to be a defense-first team. You've got Bridges, Hart, OG Anunoby on the perimeter. And the Pacers just relentlessly attacked Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson anytime they're on the floor. And it was a really fun one where it's like, oh, look how well Jalen Brunson defended in Game 5 when the Knicks kicked the fuck out of the Pacers, man. And you're like, yeah, but what's more of a trend? That one game where the players that he defended like shot 3 of 16 or whatever the fuck it was. Or the 4 games prior where he was fucking shit defensively and they kicked the fuck out of him because of it. Probably the 4 games before, Jim. You'd be right there, I reckon. So they hunted Brunson and Cat to a degree that was like smart. Like, they didn't overhunt. And that's a big thing in the NBA. It's, got to get this matchup, got to get that, and it takes you out of your rhythm. Instead, they sort of used it as like a point of attack weakness or dragging Cat up from to the perimeter as another sort of weakness just to keep the chains moving a little bit. And it worked really well. Suddenly, they're hitting a million fucking threes. Nemhard, Thomas Bryant, they're just doing great work. And then Halliburton comes in with the fucking kill shot, like at the end. It was awesome. Siakam had like 31 as well. And then my favorite part of this game was that all season and all of his career, 1 minute 50 left in this, 2 minutes left in the game. And they're down like, I don't know, 20. Still got 2 minutes left. And THIBS elects to sit his starters for seemingly the first time in the history of the fucking planet. It's an elimination game, THIBS. Keep him in there. Maybe magic happens and they just like rip off a bit of Reggie Miller magic and it's like 13 points in like no time or something and then boom. I don't know. It was a bit weird. It was an incredible moment where he just went, yeah, fuck it. We'll just wave the white flag. Strange one. Anyway, so what a game. What a win for the Pacers and the Pacers fans out there. 54% they shot in this game. I told you, the Knicks just could not get any stops. Pacers only had 12 turnovers to 17 for the Knickerbockers. And it was funny watching the Knicks just struggle to control the ball. And it was the exact same shit that happened to the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? And that's why it feels like this matchup for OKC versus Indy. Indy don't turn the ball over. They got one of the lowest assist to turnover, or highest assist to turnover ratios. Their turnover percentage is fucking basement level shit. And Minnesota cooked it with the turnovers. Knicks turned it over heaps and cooked it. And you're like, hang on a second. Indy OKC. Is it just going to be like dudes holding onto the ball going, no, it's my ball. I'm not going to give it up ever. And you're like, that's kind of fun. Let's go. 17 of 33 from downtown as well in the game for the Pacers. Not bad. Good size. Halliburton ends up with 21, 13, and 6. Holy shit. That's 13 assists, 6 rebounds, 9 of 17 from the floor, 2 of 5 from deep. Including that last one where he's just kind of like, I'm a long way away, but I can hit this. Bang. Very cool. Siakam has 31 points on 10 of 18 shooting. He was great. Turner has 11 in 21 minutes. He had foul trouble. He had a great speech after it. He's basically going full KG, Zaza. Nothing easy. We got to the finals. It was really cool. Naismith, 10 points. He was clearly hampered in his 20 minutes, but Nemhard was fan-fucking-tastic. Stan Van Gundy's just like, Nemhard, just losing it. He had 6 steals. He made Jalen Brunson's life fucking hell. If it gives you hell. 14 points, 8 assists, and 6 steals. What a game. Benny Mathurin had a quiet one. If you were following NBA Australia's vibes over on Dabble, you knew that one. God damn it. Toppin was incredible, though. 18 points and 6 rebounds. Crushed it. Absolute revenge. Knocks him out of the playoffs, his old team. You love that. TJ had 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. TJ McConnell, not bad. Ben Shepherd, solid 20 minutes from him. Didn't do much on the scoreboard, but it was Thomas, not Kobe Bryant, coming in and just turning into the best player in the NBA out of nowhere. He had, 11 points, 3 assists and a block, 3 or 4 from downtown. He was absolutely electric. The place was just going fucking off its head in Indiana for our man, Thomas, not Kobe Bryant. Even Johnny Furphy, old mate Tins, got out there, which is fantastic. Jarris Walker played 7 minutes and his foot fell apart. That was a horrible replay. And they kept showing it. It's like, hey, look at this. I'm like, I never want to see that again. His foot goes that way. His head goes that way. Anyway, great team win for the Pacers. And that's how they win these games, right? You can sort of look at it every time that all their starters are in double figures. They just win. That's just what they do. The Knickerbockers, as I mentioned, 9 of 32 from downtown. Horrible three-point shooting night for them. 17 turnovers. Brunson, 19, 2, and 7. He shot 8 of 18, 2 of 7 on threes. Only 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Brunson. Cat, oh my God, 22, 14, and 2. That's not bad. Jim also had just, again, dumb turnovers, dumb fouls. 8 of 19 shooting and 0 of 4 from 3. It's the whole cat and caboodle. Mikal Bridges, 15. He shot fine, 6 of 9 from the floor, but he's just just sort of left something there. It felt like OG was really good. 24 points, 2 of 7 on threes, but 10 of 18 shooting otherwise, 2 steals and 2 blocks. The other Mitch Robinson, 8 points, 9 rebounds, crushed it. But it was kind of everybody else. Josh Hart, 22 useless minutes. But Jim, the hustle. Yeah, can you hit a shot as well? 1 of 6 from the floor for Josh Hart. 0 of 2 from deep. 6 rebounds, 3 steals. That's good. Still a -5 in 22 minutes. Deuce McBride had this bullshit 3-point call where they're like, you stepped out of bounds, and we never saw a replay. And the commentators just didn't fucking bring it up again. You're like, that's a bit weird. Anyway, he went 0 of 2 from the floor, 0 of 1 from 3. Delon Wright, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to hit a shot. Fuck it. 0 of 2 from 3 from him in his 12 minutes. And Landry Shamet, old Sham, wow. 12 points. He went 4 of 7 from 3. Jim, did any of those actually come in a big moment? No. He hit a bunch of threes down the stretch and boom! The Pacers win at 4-2. Let's do an NBA Straya approved performance of the night. Oh, yes.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
I'll tell you what. Tyrese Halliburton, probably just tipping Siakam over with his 31 today. Or yesterday, whatever. Siakam was really, really, really good. And especially early when he was just sort of like, hey, I'm going to score a shit ton of points. Check this out. But Halliburton's kill shot, where he just comes in the fourth quarter and goes, all right, they tried to get this close. Fuck them. It's either him hitting shots or fucking just like diming off awesome passes. The alley-oop, as I mentioned to Obi Toppin, that was just like the absolute fucking dagger to end all daggers until Halliburton's 3 really just sank the boot in. Halliburton finished with 21 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block, and was absolutely amazing. He was so goddamn good in this game because he didn't force it. You know, it's like, it's a quiet last game after an all-time classic in Game 4, and he didn't come out and just like really force the issue. He ends up shooting 9 of 17, 2 of 5 from deep, 4 turnovers to 13 assists, but was everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Then he has the fucking knockdown hit at the end in the fourth quarter just to bring it home. Honorable mention's got to go to Ain't No Stoppin', Obi Toppin. He was unbelievable. 18 and 6 for him. The alley-oops. Just those white bread goddamn fans there in Indiana versus OKC. That's maybe another measurable we could have as well. These might be the 2 whitest crowds in the NBA right now. Right. Maybe Boston OKC, but still. Just a bunch of farmers out there hanging out going, golly, this is grand, ain't it? But ain't no stopping Obi Toppin. Did such a great job of just kicking the fucking Knicks while they were down against his old team. That must have felt pretty good. But Halliburton, incredible. Siakam, really, really, really good. Put them in the position just to fuck him up in the second half, and Halliburton helped them out right there. So really good team effort from the Pacers. And we could probably throw another honorable mention to Andy Nembhard for the 6 steals, which is just fucking absurd. But also just ruining Jalen Brunson's shit. Like the way the Knicks had a chance in this game was if Brunson gets off the chain, starts hitting a couple of threes, getting to the line, causing havoc, stopping the clock, chucking fouls on Nembhard and Naismith and everybody. And it just didn't happen because Nembhard was that fucking good. Unbelievable game. How about Spud of the Night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the Night.
Spud of the Night. Look, the Josh Hart one was pretty tough. I mean, as I mentioned, the 22 minutes, the 4 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 3 fouls. As I said, like, I think last game as well, like, Josh Hart was the dude keeping Indy in that game at times. But the heart, the hustle, the grit, just this sort of non-statistical approach of basketball. Josh Hart just leaves it all on the floor. So it's a bit hard to go, full Spud. How about, though, I mean, just a bit of Jalen Brunson, Delon Wright going 0 of 2 again. You know, just hit, like, it's a big difference when Obi Toppin comes in as like just fucking lighting it up off the bench, and Delon Wright comes in as like, today I will not hit a shot. Shamet did, but at the same time, it none of them happened when it actually mattered. So Dylan Wright was like really, really disappointing. And so was Deuce McBride. So it's really kind of just like this Knicks bench. And a lot of this is probably going to come down to the simple fact that THIBS played like 7 dudes, 8 dudes most of the year. And then fucking the shit gets real in the Eastern Conference Finals. And now, all of a sudden, he's trying different lineups. And you're like, how do you expect that to go? Like, it's really fucking rare where you find like new lineups where you're changing shit completely en masse and you find lightning in a bottle, right? It just doesn't happen that way usually. It's like, I don't know, think about putting JJ Barea on LeBron James just to change shit up for like a game and a half in like the 2011 finals. That worked. But at the same time, that's just like an adjustment on the court. This isn't going, well, now we'll play Shamet and Dylan Wright 23 minutes a game. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, bit of a weird one if you ask me. So maybe Spud of the night is THIBS' like approach to going, she'll be right. Oh, fuck, it's not right. What do we do? Bit of a weird one if you ask me. Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? Well, I guess it's most of the Knicks, right? As I said, they made an Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in a quarter of a century. And as soon as it all fucking falls apart, everybody's out for blood. People want THIBS fired. They're trading Karl Anthony Towns. Like, it's just chaos. And you're like, dude, the body's not even warm yet. What are you doing? But also, one of the other things that really stuck out to me was the disconnect between Brunson and Cat on offense. Like, we talked about them being, liabilities defensively. But on offense, like, they're the dudes. They're your main 2 dudes. And so much of it, we make a lot of this a lot of the time about like, Paul George and Kawhi, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Can these people coexist on offense? Like, it's your turn, my turn. How the fuck is Brunson and Cat a your turn, my turn combo? It's a little and a big. You should be able to sort this out. Where's the pick and roll? It completely disintegrated over the back half of the season for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson assisted on 5 Karl Anthony Towns baskets in the entire Eastern Conference Finals. 5. Jesus. That's a bit of old mate, no mates. Also, Reggie Miller and Stan Van Gundy on the call. Knicks fans were not happy. Talk about old mate, no mates. They already hate Reggie. They hate Stan Van Gundy for myriad reasons, but at the same time, they're just like, the Pacers broadcast. Yeah, I'm listening to the Pacers broadcast again. Jesus. And they weren't wrong. It was a bit fucking janky to have Reggie Miller calling those games. And Stan Van Gundy, who's like, noted Knicks hater as well. Pretty crazy. But anyway, pantsing of the night. You knew it wasn't going great for the Knicks when Tyrese Halliburton was blocking OG Anunoby. Oh boy, that's a pantsing. But also, ain't no stopping Obi Toppin. Like, anytime you just go get that one, Obi. And he's like, fucking cool. Skadoosh. Just another pantsing against his old team. Very much enjoyed that. Better than Lonzo Ball / Bronny James.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. He's coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Thomas, not Kobe Bryant. What a comeback. How good was that game for him? Where were you when he became the best player in the NBA for 5 minutes? Well, I was at home watching it on the iPad, but yes, it was pretty explosive and awesome. He's out there just carving him up. And it's the exact opposite. The Knicks just didn't have that dude come in and do that sort of thing, right? So he goes 3 of 5 from the floor, 3 of 4 from downtown. He hits a couple and he's just like, oh my God, I can't feel my hands. This is incredible. 2 of 2 from the line, 3 rebounds and a block to go with his 11 points. He was a +7 in 13 crucial minutes. When Tony Bradley's out, so they can't play him, Bryant's back into the rotation, comes out with an absolute astounding Game 6 victory. That's better than Ben Simmons, say that much, who's never been in a conference finals. Lonzo Ball, who's never made the playoffs. And Bronny James, who is LeBron James' son. Right. What about Magic Tweet of the Week? Oh, yeah. The New York Knicks lost Game 6 because their two superstars, Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, didn't play well. They also didn't control the pace of the game. Thanks, Magic. That's incredible. He's like, yeah, you guys were shit and you fucking lost. Like, Jesus, Magic, settle down, mate. All right, finally, dickhead of the weekend.
Dickhead of the week.
Karl Anthony Towns getting a case of the Draymond Greens, hey? So the Draymond Green Memorial Dickhead of the Weekend Award has got to go to Karl Anthony Towns, who apparently now just drives to the basket by just kneeing dudes in the dick. It happened twice. What the fuck are we doing? And it's like, it's not an offensive foul. It's like he kneed Pascal Siakam right in the schlong. He's just going fucking balls deep. Just like fucking bang. Twice. And anyway, it's a nice hard playoff drive. I'll pay that. At the same time, when we're reviewing it, you're like, I don't know. Does look a bit dodgy when he's leading with the knee. Anyway, verticality, baby. Verticality. All right. Let's take a quick break. Come back with some yeah-nahs once I learn how to speak right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
and you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
Yeah, nahs brought to you by you. That's right. You can shout us a beer, shout us a few coffees, whatever you need to do. The link is in our bio. Shout out to Zaki B over the weekend as well, who hooked us up. All legends. Everybody signed up to the Dead Set Legends Club. There will be an exclusive podcast just for the people in the Dead Set Legends Club. So go check it out. It's the link in our bio. Shout us a coffee, shout us a beer. Be very much appreciated. Go have a look. Also, brought to you by, we're going to be doing a live show, Game 2 of the NBA Finals next Monday from 10 a.m. Hotel Trentham. Chris Anstey's pub up there in Trentham. We're going to shank in, have a few tins, watch the basketball, and then do a show. So it's going to be fun as. So go check it out. Come along. Be fun as. Right. Let's start with the Knicks. The Knicks cook Jim. Yeah, nah. Fucking just, can we pump the brakes a little bit? Should we fire THIBS? Yeah, nah, no. THIBS has got his problems. I don't think he is the be-all, end-all problem that you can fix this offseason. I think you give this team a run with THIBS, fix your shit, you should be fine. Should you trade Cat? Yeah, nah. If it's not for Giannis, then nah. Like, Giannis comes up, Karl Anthony Towns for Giannis, maybe. But then you're going to be like, geez, why don't we have any spacing around Brunson and Giannis? It's like, yeah, here we are again. Cat's defensive prowess is a bit of a problem, but if you give him a full season with the other Mitch Robinson starting next to him, maybe it all looks a little bit cleaner. There were times where you're just like, can you just be actually fucking just aggressive and go to the basket, Karl? And he's like, no. And then he'll do it. And you're like, you're incredible. And then again, he'll do the dumbest fucking thing you've ever seen on a basketball court since me on a year 8 Ballarat High School blacktop, right? So, is there any cause for concern for the Knicks? Yeah, nah. Yeah. They were healthy. They finished this series healthy. There's clearly communication issues within this team. At the same time, as I said, they just sort of put this team together at the last second before the start of this season, and they never quite gelled properly where you felt like they were an absolute fucking juggernaut. And offensively as well, there were just so many times where they're just getting in these massive fucking holes and always fighting out of it. Happened against Detroit, happened against Boston, happened against Indy. And you're like, surely there's a better way than spotting the team, a 20 fucking point lead, and then having to come all the way back, right? We've got to do something a little bit different. And I don't know if that's like one or two other sort of like cheap veteran minimum dudes who can just come in, light it up. Maybe Deuce McBride's a little bit better next year. But you have Brunson, Hart, and OG signed through 2028. You've got Cat and Deuce through to 27. You got Bridges and Mitch Robinson through the end of next season. So this is your team. I don't get the freak out. It's this Knicks season. Sometimes you just have to appreciate the fucking ride, right? This is their best season in 25 fucking years. 51 regular season wins. That's the most since 2014. Their first trip to the conference fucking final since 2000. And people are freaking out. Fire THIBS, trade Cat. You were in the final four, mate. Just fucking chill for 1 second. Indy were incredible. And also a bit of a shitty matchup. Look, the Pacers are awesome. We get that. I'll talk about them again in a second. But the Knicks, there was clearly just some weird fuckery going on defensively. And then offensively, because THIBS is playing so few dudes in the rotation, it just felt like everything was such a fucking grind. And that's good if you can get stops. But if you can't get stops, you get straight.
So he got straight killed.
Right? So there you go. I don't think it's absolute chaos time in New York. I think you can sort of let this ride, see how you go next year. Unless... And like, what about KD, Jim? Fuck that. I don't think KD helps your entire shit here. He's like 36. Karl Anthony Towns, just keep him for a couple more years, right? Keep THIBS, keep Cat, unless you can trade him for maybe Giannis. I think I'm okay. Did Siakam deserve to win Eastern Conference Finals MVP? Yeah, nah. Not over Halliburton. Nah. Siakam was really, really, really fucking good. And instrumental to them winning 2, 4, and 6. But without Halliburton going off his fucking head in game 1, I don't think the Pacers win this series, right? And then he comes in game 4, has the perfect game in game 4, right? Absolutely incredible shit. And then also, you have game 6 comes in, kill shot, bang, 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 crushes it. And I think when you look at these Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals MVP, and Finals MVP, I think it's always worth just sort of pulling back a little bit and going, okay, so Siakam scored a bunch of points. He was really good. But its most valuable player, not who scored the most points and had the most statistics, Halliburton drove everything for the Pacers for this entire series and set the tone, right? Of like, we're sharing the ball, we're doing fun shit, we're doing good shit. You got to he deserved the MVP. I'm just saying. And then finally, Indy versus OKC in the NBA Finals, Jim. Is this the best matchup we could have gotten? Yeah, nah. Well, of the remaining 3 teams, yeah. I still contend that Knicks Wolves would have been an all-time great series for the simple fact of Ant-Man versus Brunson. I think those two styles would have been really good, bash and crash. The narratives, you'd have them coming out the arse. You've got the Karl Anthony Towns trade on both sides, both making the finals. But this is a way fucking better basketball matchup. This should be absolute basketball NBA Finals nirvana, right? And this is one of the weirdest fucking things about the NBA. People getting so up in their feels about, but what about the ratings? Shut up. Shut the fuck up about ratings. You have 2 ascendant superstars on OKC and Indy. SGA, the MV fucking P. And Tyrese Halliburton on the Pacers. You've got a cast of really fun young talent on either side who are both really fun actual basketball playing teams. They play a fun, awesome, chaotic way. And this entire thing about like market size and ratings and shit. You know who has never given a fuck about that sort of stuff? The NFL. It blows my mind. Oh, OKC, Indy, geez, the ratings. You know who fucking plays in like Super Bowls and shit like Kansas City? That's a tiny fucking market. But you know what the NFL's done really, really well with Kansas City? Fucking Travis Kelce is now an absolute super duper star. Patrick Mahomes is like the fucking GOAT after Tom Brady. They've marketed that really well. The people involved. And also the team in the city, it's almost like by the by. But the team is just like more than the sum of its parts almost. More than the sum of its city almost. Like the NFL doesn't give a fuck about like, market size, whatever. You think about the times where like the Rams have been in the Super Bowl or whatever. It's not like, oh, this is so much better. It's like, no, as long as the fucking football's good, that's what we care about. And now, OKC Indy, we could have an absolute fucking cracking basketball matchup. And for that, I'm stoked. That leads us to the unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Let's rank the last 15 years of NBA Finals matchups. Ha ha! Let's fucking do it. Basically, these are the ones where I've gone, what holds the most interest, what holds the most intrigue, stylistically, what's really, really fucking fun as you go into those like actual finals, right? What really gets the juices flowing about these matchups. Weirdly enough, in the last 15 years of NBA Finals, only 3 of them have gone to 7 games. And none of them in the last 10 years. Literally, the last time you have to go back to 2016 to get a 7-game series in the finals, which is fucking crazy, right? So, a little bit of this is also like the result of how it all went, but also going into the series, how much of a shot you gave the other team against perhaps the eventual champion or whatever. But also like the storylines and all that sort of shit leading up to it, how chaotic it was going to be. So let's start at 15. Cavs Warriors 4. That's right. This was just sort of like this is the famous LeBron game 1. If you're watching the YouTube, I'm doing the J.R. Smith. What the fuck are you doing, J.R. LeBron game? Warriors sweep them. But this is the second year of the KD Warriors. And you're like, oh, this is all pretty crazy and pretty cool. The Cavs drop that game. The Warriors fucking kick the shit out of them, right? At this point, I was way the fuck over the KD Warrior stuff. It just felt like glomming on. Like 15, 16 felt fucking awesome. And number 14 for me is 2017, a.k.a. Cavs Warriors 3. KD goes off his head, is fucking awesome in that series, and bang, bang, bang. Warriors win it 4-1, and away we go. It was pretty cool. The Warriors get revenge for 16, but the thing is they brought Kevin Durant in, and you're like, fine, whatever. Number 13, the Lakers against the Miami Heat. Remember that one? 2020, in the bubble. It's just, the Heat were kind of not that great. The Lakers were kind of compelling. It just felt fucking janky at the time. And you're like, that's fine, whatever. Number 12, last year, Boston against Dallas, 4-1. The Celtics smashed Dallas. Luka could never get going. Boston just fucking curb stomped them. The Tatum and Brown championship thing actually happens. But again, with Tatum having such a lack of aura, we did it! We did it! What are they going to say now? I don't know, that you've still got no fucking aura because you've never done an original thing in your life, Jason Tatum. Anyway, number 11, Toronto Golden State, which could be a little bit lower because Golden State basically just kept getting fucking just losing dudes, right? And Toronto, though, this was really fucking cool for Raptors fans, for Canada. The Kawhi shot against the fucking Sixers in the second round. Big booty Kyle Lowry crushing it. Fred VanVleet, the Fighting VanVleets. But yeah, the Warriors are just limping to the fucking finish line at this point. They lose Clay. They lose fucking KD. It's like, oh my God. Steph's just out there going, what the fuck, man? And away we go. Number 10, Denver, Miami. Remember that one? Yeah. It was Jokic and the Nuggets just carving up Miami. It was fine. But this was also kind of like a bit of a missed opportunity, it felt like, because Miami had just like come out of nowhere and like put one on the Celtics, and Boston really fucked it up by not giving us a Denver-Boston 23 finals. Number 9, Miami OKC in 2012. Remember that? First Miami title, beating the young KD Russ Harden Thunders for the first title of the LeBron, Wade, Bosch Big Three era. It was kind of fun, but yeah, Miami just looked way too fucking good, and OKC looked really fucking young. James Harden went completely MIA. Anyway, 2021's Phoenix Milwaukee. It's Algonquin for the good land. It was that year. That's number 8 for me. 2021's finals. You had the Valley Oop, which was really good, but also the Bucks won 4 straight, and Chris Paul crashes out in 6. It was a really fun finals, that one. It was a good sort of stylistic mashup. Really fun players on either side. That's why I've got it number 8. Number 7, 2015 Warriors Cavs. Why was this so much fun, Jim? Well, Cavs got up 2-1, remember? Thanks to our man Daly carving it up. They lose Kyrie. Kevin Love's gone. It's like LeBron and Daly just fucking pew, 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 pew. And the Warriors finally get over him for their first title of the Draymond, Steph, Clay era. That was an amazing final series. I still remember watching every single game. Just out in bars, just causing all sorts of havoc. It was fucking great. Number 6, Warriors Celtics 2022. This was really, really fun for like the old-timey, old-head Warriors. One last fucking ride. Steph, Draymond, and Clay. Awesome, awesome setup. A young, nascent Celtics team who have finally made the finals, and they lose 4-2. It was a really fun one though, right? Like Steph going off his head, out-of-body experience, one last time, that ruled. Number 5, 2014 San Antonio Miami Heat. 4-1, Jim. Why is this so high up? Well, this ruled because San Antonio played like the best fucking basketball you've probably seen in the last 15 years that isn't the 17 Warriors. They just never let Miami in. It was incredible. And of course, Patty Mills and Aaron Bangers Baines win a title. Incredible gear. But the way that San Antonio waxed Miami after losing the year before, which is number 4, 2013 Heat Spurs, aka the Ray Allen shot series. But 2014, the Spurs came out having just basically won the finals the year before and losing, which is crazy. The way they bounced back and just laid waste to them in the fucking finals the next year was incredible. But 2013, that was an incredible, incredible series. San Antonio, Miami. You have the Ray Allen shot, the Chris Bosh rebound, etc., and then coming out in Game 7 and actually winning it all was incredible. 2013 rocked. That was number 4. Number 3 for me, 2010 Lakers Celtics, which went 7. Famously, this Lakers Celtics series, Kendrick Perkins gets hurt. The Celtics can't get a fucking rebound. It all falls apart in Game 7 for them. Kobe steals Pau Gasol's finals MVP, which is a bit shit, but awesome matchup because you had, 2008. This is the fun rematch. The Celtics just got a little bit too hurt. The KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce Celtics, having been just sort of like chopped down in 2009 thanks to the KG knee injury. They get another crack in 2010, having, done away with the Cavs, etc. And boom. They just couldn't get over the hump and the Lakers get the title. 2011 Mavs Heat. I fucking love this finals. The Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Kidd, Sean Marion, Jet Terry, Deshaun Stevenson, JJ Barea. Mavs up against the Heatles, their first iteration. Love that one. Dallas win at 4-2. I think, so when Dirk was out here for his tour that Chris actually did, I got up and actually got to ask a question. And what did I mention? There's one of them who was like, yeah, so when D-Wade and LeBron are laughing at you being a bit sick, Dirk, are you just kind of like, fuck you dickheads? And he's like, there's like a bit of a pause because he's about to say, yeah, fuck those guys. But he's like, everyone's a competitor. And I'm like, cop out. And then number 1, the best finals of the last 15 years of 2016 Cavs Warriors. Are you kidding? It's easily a clear number 1. Goes 7. You've got the shot You got the defense. You got the block by James. It's all fucking in there. The Warriors, the 73-win Golden State Warriors get upset after being up 3-1 on Cleveland, and that was the best finals last 15 years. There you go. Can you still believe it's been 10 years since we got a Game 7 in the finals? I think we deserve one, because that leads us very nicely into... Oh, yeah. It's Monday at Outback. You know what that means. Yep, me and the boyos have been out in the backyard, busy all weekend with possum hungy. That's right, it's a new special here at our Outback Takehouse where we just spent the entire weekend just fucking whopping possums out of the trees and then just, I don't know, skinning them, chuck them in the old hungy and boom. She should be bloody good. Yeah, it's not Outback and it's a bit, Kiwi, but she'll be right and bloody delicious. And it's only at Outback. And today's Flame Grilled take is OKC Indy is going 7. Only at Outback. I mean, prove me wrong, right? Prove me wrong. The Ducas Furphy Cup. Which, speaking of which, let's do an Australian player watch. Do you reckon we get to see some Furphy? Could go a couple of tins right now. Got over my Sunday hangover. Jeez, that was bad yesterday. Anyway, Furf's got out there for 2 minutes in the Eastern Conference Finals. Got out there for one more minute at the end of Game 6. So, very fun, but he didn't trouble the scorers aside from actually stepping on the court. But he had the one rebound in Game 5. So. Good on you, Johnny Furphy. The legend, Johnny Tins. And as mentioned, Ducas won't be able to get out there because he's a two-way player, but he still will get a ring if OKC win. We'll do all our picks and predictions and all that sort of stuff on Wednesday's show, which will be basically the big sort of setup as well. So, right, let's do an Andrew Gay's Great Mamba Award very quickly. Andrew Gay's Great Mamba. Outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. So Tyrese Halliburton, so he wins, they win through the Eastern Conference Finals. He loses MVP. In that game, the deciding Game 6, he became the fourth player in NBA history to have 20-plus points, 10-plus assists, 3-plus steals, and a clinching win to go to the finals. Jesus. The other three are Steph Curry, Scottie Pippen, and Magic Johnson. Yeah, not bad. It's pretty good company, just saying. All right, Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. So you reckon Patty Mills is going to buy the Taipans and then go play for the Taipans? And Taipans are scary, as hell. Be pretty fun. Baller Pat, there he is. My off-season is her on-season. It's pretty good. They're just hanging out in the car. Patty and his missus. Straight the label. The missus showing off the prego belly. Pretty good. Many, many stars are in the sky, but you are the brightest. Aw, someone's doing an interview with his missus. Just find yourself someone who's backing you like Patty Mills backs his misso. That's great. The boss is straight the label. Boom to the moon. SI Swim Suit Edition. Good job. That's absolutely unreal. There you go. Patty Mills. What a legend. All over it. All right, let's do a very, 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 very brief Game 1 preview because we're going to set it up properly for you on Wednesday's show. Game preview. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's your weekend been? Fucked. I didn't even mention on yesterday's video, but I can't straighten my arms. Jim, what do you mean? I can't straighten my arms. I was at the physio on Friday for my fucked shoulder and my fucked Achilles, right? And so doing some extra stuff, arm stuff, and I've clearly just fucking overdone it. And it's now 48 plus hours of not being able to straighten my arms properly because the muscles hurt so much. So I'm like slathered in physio cream. I've got Nurofen. I've gone through I finished off the Voltaren it's fucked. It's just shit house. So anyway, and also though, I fucking smashed a million beers on Saturday night and old enough now that it's like a full 36-hour recovery. But we're all good now. We're all good here. How are you? All right. Remember, you can follow all of our picks over at Dabble. Use the code NBA Straya. Sign up using the link in our bio or the link in the show description. It's right there. Use the code NBA Straya. Tell them that Jim sent you. Got to keep this pirate ship afloat somehow. So, game 1 is Friday morning. How are we feeling about this? Indy OKC. We're going to do all of our series picks and vibes and all that sort of gear in Wednesday's show. But specifically for game 1, Indy riding high off this incredible game 6 fuck you victory over the Knicks. OKC sitting at home for like a week and a half. Then they have to host the Pacers coming in. I still feel like OKC should... OKC are massive favourites, obviously. But by the same token, 9.5 feels like too many. Right? As soon as I saw the 9.5, I'm like, I'm taking the Pacers plus 9.5. Like, they're good. They're not shit. 9.5 is a lot. At the same time, of course, OKC have kicked the fuck out of teams to a pretty hefty tune. So we'll do the reveal of our actual finals pick, etc. on Wednesday's show. But worth remembering that, OKC beat the Wolves by 30 to close them out. But they also only won by 2 in game 4. 15 in game 2, a shit ton in game 1, and lost by 42 in between. So people who are like, OKC, so much better than everybody. Minnesota beat them by 42 in game 3, remember? Jesus. Anyway, so for the minute, I'm going to take Indy in game 1 plus 9.5. I think the Pacers can run and gun with the Thunder. Fascinating setup, though. I can't wait to really dig into this finals matchup on Wednesday's show and break it all down for you. Righto. So good stuff. That's it for today. We have our Oklahoma City, Indiana Pacers finals set. It's going to be awesome. And I cannot wait for Friday. But of course, so game 1's Friday. Game 2 is on Monday. And we'll be doing the live show out at the Hotel Trentham. So come along, say good day, sink a few tins. Who doesn't love a bit of a morning tin? Tell you what. Just watching the basketball, sinking a couple of Bloody Marys there. But either way, we'll also, we're not going to be doing a show tomorrow or Thursday, I reckon. We'll just basically do a Wednesday setup show for game 1. Maybe a quick one on Thursday as well. I'll keep you posted, but either way. So we'll be back on Wednesday with a big breakdown of all the things that I'm interested in the finals. We'll go through all the matchups, all that sort of stuff. Also some interesting sort of vibe angles that we'll be looking at with our mates over at Dabble, etc. So looking forward to that one. So make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, TikTok, and YouTube, all the good stuff. Send through all your finals yeah-nahs. We'll chuck them all on Wednesday or Thursday show, if we do one on Thursday. And that'll be really fun. Get around NFL Straya as well and chuck us a rating review on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, your YouTube Music, your whatever app you're using your Android phone. Rate, review, star, subscribe, tell a mate. It would be really appreciated for this little bit of a finals run. Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rule. So to House Hats, Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinated Gold Mines, who I saw on Saturday. They rocked. God, it was fun. They haven't played in 3 years. That was so good. Ramshackle Army, Iowa Sex Shadow, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. So smash them all on Bandcamp, Apple Music, Spotify. However you follow and listen to your bands, do so. NBA Straya supports Australian bands. And we'll close out today's show with a deli review very quickly. But also, don't forget to jump around us on Dabble. Use that code NBA Straya. Sign up using the link in the bio or the link in our show description. And of course, you can shout us a beer or shout us a coffee. Just, again, the link is in our bio. Be much appreciated. There will be a unique podcast going out very, very soon to the membership club. So go check it out. Right. We will catch you on Wednesday, you dickheads. This is NBA Straya saying Thunder Pacers is going to be fucking awesome. Trust me. All right. Look after yourselves, would you? And let us up! Oi, 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 how the fuck age? It's your mate Deli over here, just swinging by from my latest pop culture review and shit, eh? And I've got to tell you, So I finally ended up watching like that Severance telly show. No spoilers or nothing, but season 2, like the misso was like, nah, check it out. We finally fucking finish it. And I have no idea what's going on. Like, no idea. It's like, what the Severance is like, you know, your work self, your home self, all that sort of shit. And you're like, yeah, it sounds good, I guess. And like, it all fucking obviously goes a bit squirrely, whatever. And we finished season 2, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I just don't know. So, yeah. Anyway, that'll do us for this one. I'll give it like 24 out of 10 Deli Ones. Like, it's still fucking really good. But I don't have a fucking clue what's happening in that telly show. So, yeah. All right, we'll catch us next time. Later, fuckos. Deli out. G'day, legends. Your mate Jim from NBA Straya here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business, we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Straya. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in, yeah, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble, use that code NBA Straya, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So, if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Straya, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?